To kick this video off, I want to go in with my long toothpick, just lifting the hair up off of the scalp and giving myself an idea of what the overall canvas looks like. And notice that when I pick the hair out, I go in slightly, starting at the tips to detangle the ends and just come back out. I don't want to just go in and yank the pick back out because it's going to cause irritation in my client's scalp, or it's just uncomfortable overall. However, this is the proper way to pick the hair. You just want to go in slightly and work your way back out, and over time, the hair will seem to become more fuller as you do it. My client's mom recommended that I take off some of the hair on the top. So as you can see here, the way that I start to shape, first I want to set in a foundation. And so my main goal is to create a connection point from the head or the tapered area into the actual fro. So I'll start at the surface or the flat area on the head and then allow my form to start to follow the shape from start to finish with a consistent pressure, just so that I don't start creating dents or any gaps or plugs into the actual fro. But I just want to maintain a consistent pressure so that the hair glides from that one shape and works itself into a rounded shape or whatever shape your client is looking for. It's easier to work from the bottom to the top and then just overall figure out how low you want to go from here. But I try to stay in one area so that I can get that part as smooth and as consistent as possible before I move on to the next area, so that everything seems or comes out as even as possible, being that it is curly hair. Going in on the side here, I want to go in and set my first initial line in for my taper, keeping in mind the window that I have to work in. And so I'm going up accordingly, going up about 1/2 inch to 1 inch with the lever completely open. Now I'm following up with the one guard with the lever completely closed. Again, keeping in mind where I'll finish off. And then I'm brushing the hair back down to its natural position just so that I can get an idea. And I'm finishing off at the top of this taper with a 1.5 guard, only because the top seems to be already debulked and I don't want to start pushing up the taper too high than it needs to be. And if I need to come back and detail any darker spots, I don't need the actual number 2 guard. I could just open up the lever on the 1.5. And so here I'm just using my clipper at an angle, going completely against the grain, making sure that I hit it in that against the grain way. Just because the hair is growing back, I want to be able to hit it exactly opposite of that. So if the hair grows left, I hit it to the right and vice versa. Right under the one with the lever completely closed, I'm taking out the line that I set in with the lever completely open and taking it out with the 0.5 guard here. Starting right up under that line and just flicking through the line just so that I can erase the line. I don't want to start at the line and I don't want to start over top of the line. And I don't want to go too far over the line. But however, I want to use the corner of the blade to detail anything that the one couldn't get out. Right here, lever halfway, and I'm just nudging at that very bottom line that I set in with the lever completely closed. And I'm slowly but surely erasing that line. And if I need to, I'll close up the lever as I go lower and open it up as I go higher, as it will take off less hair open and more hair closed. When doing any taper or any blend in general, you want to be able to gauge the window that you have to work in. And so as you can see here, I'm setting in my reference point of my very first bald line is about where the ear meets the head and where the eyebrow ends. And every time I'm going to use that same exact reference point with a medium fade. And also I'm keeping in mind the fro area just so that I can understand that the window that I have to be able to tie in this bald taper into the actual fro on the top. So now I have to understand what guard I'm going to use at the top in order to pull this together without taking it too high, and that'll be my number 1.5 guard typically. And so I'm going in here using very minimal pressure and detailing as I go, but I'm maintaining the bulk at the very top because at the very least I do not want to disconnect the taper from the fro. And so I'm just making sure that everything is still connected here, but I'm also just detailing the dark spots so that the smoothness of the blend comes together without disconnection. Now that I pulled the top together and connected the top of the taper into the actual fro, I'm never gonna revisit that portion, or unless I need a detail. So as you can see here, notice how I'm just staying in this one area, right under the one guard, but right over top of the no guard with the lever completely open. I'm just detailing the line that it created with the lever open, that the one guard could not get out, and so the only other guard in between there would be my half guard or my 0.5 guard, and so I'm using that here, but I'm also tying it into the 1.5 on the top. Now you can see I'm back to no guard at all, and I'm gonna work from close to open or open to close, whichever you prefer. But my goal is to stay in that same area without setting in any more lines. Obviously, as you go higher in the fade, you wanna open up the lever or use lighter pressure to take off less hair. Notice where the hair is full, and now I'm gonna take the line to that point. And from there, I'll set in my first initial ball guideline. And the same exact steps are needed here or necessary. The only difference is the area that you have to work in is a little bit bigger. And so you could take the guidelines up a little higher, as well as cover more space to create a more gradient look overall. The reason that I'm going this way in this direction again is because the hair is growing the opposite way, and so in order for me to get it to that true level or that true length, I gotta hit it completely against the grain, and against the grain in this case would be to the right because the hair is growing to the left. Now that I'm tying in the top of the taper into the actual fro on the nape area, notice the subtle flick at the very top of each stroke. I just want to be able to smoothly transition and create a softer blend without setting a harsh line. And so in doing so, I want to use the heel of the blade and the shape of the occipital bone area here just to go off of the shape to be able to blend softer. And if you don't know what the occipital bone is, it's just the bone that protrudes on the back of the head. So if you run your hand from your neck to the top of the back of your head, you will understand what I'm saying when I say there's a piece of your head that sticks out in the back. That's your occipital bone, or the protrusion point of your head. And now I'm just trying to make sure that I stay under that, but also keep a blend right into the taper. I left off with a number 2 with the lever completely closed at the very top of this taper, and now I'm working in with the 1.5 right under that, and I'm just following up but not going up as high, and I'm just going right under there, tying everything together that's under. Essentially what I'm doing is taking out the line that the 1 put in and the 2 couldn't take out, so I'm in between with the 1.5. My next step is to go in with the 0.5 guard here and take out that line that you can see right in between where I left off with the lever completely open with no guard at all. And I put in the next line with the 1, so I'm in between the 1 and no guard with the 0.5 guard. Finishing off with no guard with the lever halfway, and I'm gonna work my way closed and open as needed. one guard with the lever open. A little bit of holding spray to lock it all in. Then as that dries, I just go ahead and do the other side or the other areas that need to be lined up. When doing the razor, you just want to angle the razor at a 45-degree angle, stretch the skin with the opposite finger, and pull back to the line. Might I remind you how my client came in looking, and as his barber, it's my job to go ahead and step up to the plate and give him what he's looking for. So without further ado, this is the final results, and if you like this video, you learned anything, please share this video with a friend, family member, or a fellow barber. Hit subscribe, turn on the bell. My name is Kel, and I'll catch you in the next one.